unbelievable to me. I agree with everything you've said. I think there's coercion there. I think it's just unbelievable. I'm still absolutely floored by what has taken place. And this is a judge. This is a judge. And her actions are just unbelievable to me. And I think, this is my opinion, is that a complaint should be filed, because I don't know what happens, but people should know about this. And people in higher up, I don't know what would happen, but this is crazy. Counsel.
I would add, Corporation Counsel, and I think the attorneys on the case for the city of Taylor had contacted them and expressed that this was never done before. It was a total interference with the legislative powers of this body. As the chairman indicated, it was a valid 3-3 vote. I was a yes on it, but I firmly stand that those who voted no used their discretion as they're entitled to do, and I stand behind them of making that. And then to tell us, I know you and I had some conversations that we would be held in contempt of court, and a bench warrant could be issued for us if we did not attend. So kind of one of those, you're deciding on principle versus having to deal with a whole lot of court nonsense by potentially not going. It's a tough spot to be in, and we should have never been put in it. I'm okay making a motion to have council chair on behalf of city council submit a complaint to the Michigan Judicial Tenure Commission regarding Judge Martha Snow's violation of the Michigan Constitution and case law by judicial interference in the legislative authority of the Taylor City Council. Second.
Motion by Councilwoman Whitten, supported by Councilwoman Brandana. Is there any discussion?
Through the chair, if I may. Just for the sake of the residents, any time a lawsuit is filed against the city, before that case is going to be settled, it comes before this council to approve or reject that settlement. This particular case that was before Judge Snow came before the city council. The city council considered everything that had been provided to them, and the council took a vote not to approve the settlement. It would not approve the settlement. At that point, that should have been the end of it, and the case could have proceeded to trial. Judge Snow, though, at that point decided to force the city council to come downtown into her courtroom, and in my opinion, that not only was highly irregular, I haven't seen that done to any municipality in the 45 years I've been practicing, but I also think it was a clear interference by the court with the legislative process that goes on here in the city of Taylor.
Councilman Johnson.
My opinion of being down there is that she wanted to berate us. She wanted to make us feel little. She already made her mind up. She in her mind had this case settled, and she was mad that we didn't agree with her. That was my opinion. We all lost a day of pay. Some have vacation time, some don't. We all had to pay for parking, some more than others. The lady should be here. She could at least do that. But I agree, and I agree we need to file a complaint.
Any further discussion on the motion? If not, all. Oh, yes.
Will we be adding also to that? Or
Through the chair, I have the transcript.
that's going to be added?
Yes. And once Corporation Council has that draft up, share that. I know it says, have council chair on behalf of the city council submit a complaint. It'll go out under our letterhead, much like the subpoena went out under our letterhead. But the drafting of the words at the direction, the Taylor City Council, is prepared by Corporation Council.
Through the chair, if I may, I would actually recommend that all members of the council sign that complaint.
I agree with that. Any further discussion?
Can I ask you a question?
Please go forward.
You attempted to serve her 3 times?
No, we did serve her.
Who accepted service for her?
It was left with the court clerk.
So she didn't fill it out and accept service on the document?
She did not sign any acknowledgement of service. No.
Did you file an alternate service?
There was was no court to allow us to do that. There was no case pending to do that.
Well, then, if they're saying that you didn't file a proper service, they're right.
That's when did you become a lawyer, Mr.
I'm a process server.
Thank you. Any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed say no. Yeses have, motion carried. Is there will the council to also make motion, the first motion? If not, we will simply move forward with item 2, the motion that was just passed. Is there any further discussion under the public hearing? Hearing none, a motion to close the public hearing is in order.
Motion to close, support.
Motion by Councilwoman Brandana, supported by Councilwoman Daniels. All those in favor of closing the public hearing say yes.
Yes.
All opposed say no. Yeses have, motion carried. Item 7.3 is a motion to approve. 1, Planning Department employee to attend the Planning Michigan 2024 conference in Grand Rapids, Michigan for an amount of $1,024 plus out-of-pocket expenses funded through Planning Department training and transportation.
Motion to approve.
Support. Councilwoman Daniels, supported by Councilman Johnson. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed say no. Yeses have, motion carried. Item 7.4 is a motion to approve the first reading to rezone parcel number 60-02-0786-000 of the Northwest Quarter Section 4, Taylor, City of Taylor, Township 3 South, Route 10 East, Wayne County, Michigan, from R1C Single Family Residential to P1 Vehicular Parking. The property is located on the east side of Cornell Street between Van Born and Avalon.
Make the motion?
Support.
Motion by Councilman Johnson, supported by Councilwoman Whitten. Is there any discussion?
Chairman,
Councilman.
I was just wondering if the gentleman that's requesting this is here to explain the intention.
To the chair, real quick. This is a property on Van Born. It's to create parking for his business. There is no parking currently on Van Born for these businesses, so as we go along, if Ms. Belka does, we're trying to accommodate the different businesses and not encroach too much on the residential.
Through the chair, understanding of the applicant that for the rezoning owns both the commercial building in front and the empty lot behind. And there's zero setbacks on the
Laura,
area.
I'm sorry, Ms. Bell.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Through the chair, there's zero setbacks along Van Born in that area, and all the parking is very limited on what they can have. So he wants to rezone it to parking so that it will remain parking for his business and possibly adjoining businesses that we don't.
Now, this is the property that's located next to the bakery. Is that correct?
It's just south of, I believe there's a picture in your backup. It's on the east side of Cornell, just the parcel behind the commercial building on Van Born and Cornell.
So I did go over and look at the property, and my understanding is the bakery's on the corner, and then it's the middle section that the gentleman owns next to the bakery.
I'm not sure what bakery we're speaking of.
Is it Roberto's Bakery? Roberto's Bakery.
Okay, yes.
And they own the middle section, this gentleman owns the middle section.
Okay.
No, I did look at the property, and there's currently a brick wall that's located at the back of their parking currently. And my understanding from talking to the resident that owns the home behind it is the gentleman that owns the property is saying that her fence line that she currently has, they are saying they own approximately 2 feet in to that fence line. So they want to move the brick wall closer to her home, and so there will be like maybe a foot between her home and where the brick wall is going to be. Is that correct?
Through the chair, this is
parking lot would